As I mentioned earlier, I like this plane. It's a very inexpensive plane. I believe it was $26 or $27. So here's a few points to keep in mind when purchasing a Chinese plane. And I'm not going to go through them. I'm just going to talk about them because I've already done them. Step one is that unlike a Western sole, the sole of the plane, the bottom of the plane, is not dead flat. So what you originally want to do is when you get the plane in home from the supplier, you want to let it sit around for a week, 2 months, sometimes more, depending on your shop conditions, because a lot of these Rosewood planes, they're wooden planes and they move around a lot. So the first thing you're going to want to do is either get a granite surface plate or a piece of glass, and with 220 sandpaper, you want to make sure your top is absolutely dead flat. Okay? So once you have this plain sole dead flat, then the next step you want is to 3/8 of an inch or 9 millimeter from here to 3/8 of an inch over here at the front of the plane, and then back from here to the rear over here. You want to put a slight gap in there between those two gaps, and it creates a very, very fine shaving in my opinion. And I usually try to keep mine between 1,000 and 2,000ths of an inch, a very, very small gap, and that helps you get a really fine shaving. And as I mentioned to you earlier, you can use this plane two ways. You can use it Western style, and the beauty of the Chinese planes is you can grab them like this with your fingers and push forward. Not doing too well there, are we? This one's going to be clean. This is just a piece of Honduras mahogany, and I'm going to demonstrate how I do it. It's kind of a swing, and it makes a very nice smooth planing. This is about a 3 or 4 thousandths of an inch chip. And the other thing you got to keep in mind is never hit the plane over here in the bottom. You might break the body. Always try to tap the plane with a wooden mallet, not a metal one. I don't recommend metal. Although I've seen the Chinese masters from China, when they're adjusting their planes, they smack it really hard over here and here. I wouldn't recommend it. I usually use, this is a piece of Osage orange that I use for a mallet. I would tap it over here to retract the blade, or tap the wedge and the blade for it to go forward. So basically it's a plane that you use by feel. The plane is always giving you feedback in terms of too big of a shaving, too small of a shaving, or no shaving at all. Unlike a Western plane, where you usually wind up doing lots of adjustments. Also, by using this plane, if you've got any physical kind of disabilities, or for women or people who don't weigh that much, you don't really have to exert a lot of force. You can put this on and go very, very gently to create a shaving. Here's a really fine one right here. Right here. So that's it for today. I wanted to discuss Chinese planes. I find them extremely useful in the shop over here for making instruments. And it's also a way, if you don't want to look around for a used Western plane or you want to get started, it's an easy, inexpensive way to get started in instrument making without spending tons and tons of money. And if you need more information, please contact us at www.stringtown.biz, or you can make some comments below on the video, or there's other ways to contact us, and we'll be more than happy to try and answer your questions. Thank you.